Hello, hello. We are so excited to do another chatting and kit bashing. So let's go ahead and get started. James, could you start by telling me what you're going to be working on today while I ask you guys random questions?
Yeah, sure. So I just finished, or 99% finished, 11, well, actually 12. Sorry, I'm getting all my numbers mixed up. I finished a bunch of Indiana Jones heads for a run that Sully was a part of, and it's actually his is shipped off to him. But there's a couple that I wanted to touch up because there's just a few things that needs to be perfect. It's got to be really good, or else I can't send it out. You know what I mean? So I'm going to touch up some eyes on some of these figures here, and then I also have for me, actually. It's I don't know which is the better one that showed up. It's a Last Crusade version prototype from Stian Jensen from SJ Sculptor, and I'm gonna work on finishing that one up if I have time to work on his beard. Everything's finished except for his stubble. I feel like he's got short stubble in that movie, so I need to do it a little bit differently on this one.
Yeah, for sure. Very cool.
Well, exciting. I'm excited to have people watch you work on those because they are incredible. And Sully, what are you going to be working on today?
Yes, ma'am. Today I am working on a couple different things. I'm going to work on a PMC-esque, operator-esque Sully special. And then I'm going to try to fix a couple of figures with some upgraded parts. We'll see how much I get done today.
Perfect. Let's see. Well, cool. Go ahead and get started working. My first question is a scenario. Think about it. A scenario. You have been invited to a last-minute costume party. What is your go-to costume that you could maybe make with stuff you already have in your house?
Why don't you go ahead, James?
I guess it would be Indiana Jones. I have the whole getup. Believe it or not.
I figured that would be your answer.
I didn't have the whole getup until recently, actually. Like my son is turning 4, and he's still like super into Indiana Jones. It's really cute.
Yeah.
It's probably a little too advanced, but he just, I don't know, kind of encouraged me to get a bullwhip. I have a 12-inch bullwhip from Magnolia Clothiers out of New Zealand, so I have one of those because it was the cheapest option that I could find that could actually crack.
Legit, yeah.
And then, so I'm doing that in the yard sometimes. I wonder what the neighbors are thinking. So I have that, and then, I just got the hat recently for, like, a birthday, I think a while ago. It was, I think it's an Australian company. I forget what it was, but it's not, I don't know. It's Indiana Jones-esque, but so probably Indiana Jones. Yeah.
Right on. That sounds good to me. I want you to know that because of the Indiana Jones clothing set that we're on, I actually got an Indiana Jones jacket. I don't know if you saw that, but I got a legit Indiana Jones jacket from the actual company that made them.
From Weston?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one from Weston that my parents got me in 2006.
Yeah.
And I still it holds up. Did you get lambskin?
Lambskin, and it is so supple.
Yeah.
And it's used. This jacket was completely used, and I don't think the guy knew what he had because I got it for a great deal.
Yeah. Oh, that's always good. Is it like Raider style? Is it Last Crusade with the buttons?
It's Raider style. No, wait. It has the buttons.
Has the buttons?
Yeah. I should show it to you guys. Not right now, though. That'll be next video.
There you go. Next video. That's awesome. My next question is, what is the last book that you read?
Oh, God. I think I need to read more.
Because you can't think of anything.
Audible.
Okay. I have attempted to read several books. I can read. Just want everyone to know I am able to read. But I'm doing this all night, and I don't know when. Okay, no, I did read. Actually, I read Stephen King's It, not too long ago. But I did reid the whole thing. Now that's impressive. That's like 1,500 pages.
Yeah, that's a big book.
No, but yeah.
Sure.
But I did get into reading a lot more actually in college, which is still sad to say. My sister reads a book like probably every single day.
Yeah, I'm like your sister. I read a book every day.
But it wasn't until college that I really got more interested in it. Again, that's very sad to say. But we had a class, English literature class, where we just read scripts to movies and TV shows. Like we
Mm.
read Seinfeld scripts and like
Right.
analyzed them and figured them out and stuff. And then we also read like some Stephen King short stories. And I'm like, yeah, I this is what I was missing the whole time. So the books that I do read are definitely more like cinematic, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. So, but
You want it to have a movie?
um, that could be cool. That could be nice.
Yeah.
And then say that said that I read it and just watched the movie.
Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes. Yeah, I can't remember so the last book I actually physically read and was in a physical copy was The Descent
Mm.
by Jeff Long.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And you've probably seen the movie. The book is just much bigger scale, and
So much better.
it's probably so much better. It's written like poetry, but it just makes you think. Very, very good. If you like scary stuff, very, very epic type deal. And then
yeah.
they had a second book called Deeper. And I actually went out and bought those copies of those books again because they're so good. And I gave mine out for somebody to read them, and they never returned them.
No, my husband,
Yeah.
not me.
Is that somebody here? Oh, okay.
But very good books. But for me, it's hard to read just because I have ADHD, and I need like constant stimulus to be doing something, I guess.
Yeah.
But where I learned to read was actually when I was a teacher in Japan, because I had nothing else to do besides teach English. And then I didn't speak Japanese. I remember we had a 13-inch TV and with a built-in VCR in the place I was staying.
Yeah.
And they had one channel in English, and it was only in English 3 hours a day, and it was BBC for those 3 hours. But that was the only English stuff we had. So reading books, my dad would send me books to read in Japan. So
that's really cool. How long?
Yeah.
Where were you in Japan?
I was 2 hours south of Tokyo.
Okay. My wife and I were on vacation in 2019, maybe 18, something like that. In Tokyo, we went to Tokyo. Longest plane flight of my life. I felt like I was in a casket because I'm like 6'4", so I felt like I was just jammed into like a coffin.
It's the worst ever. We could
Over
talk
to
about
Hong
this
Kong
for
and then
days.
Hong Kong up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was worth it though. It was definitely, I think, the coolest vacation we've ever been on, and we talk about that a lot, about going back there, because we went to Tokyo, to Mount Fuji, to Kyoto. It was just one of the coolest experiences we've ever had. Yeah.
Totally different culture than here.
Yeah. Everybody was so nice, and
So
it was
nice.
so clean, and there were cool vending machines with like
hot
corn soup in it, and it was great.
Oh man, I have some dirty vending machine stories from when I lived there, and it was like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
But they had vending machines that would disperse pony kegs of beer.
Oh wow.
So for like I want to say 20,000 yen, you could get a pony keg that would drop out of a vending machine and take
really
that
cool.
with you. Yeah.
It was every block. There were like 2 different kinds of vending machines. It was, I loved it.
So cool. Yeah, 2025 is my year. I think we're going to go and plan to go to Tokyo Disney and then Disney Sea.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, you guys were just over in Disney you were in Euro Disney, right?
Yes. Yeah, we were just over in France.
Nice.
It was great. Yeah, it was fantastic. And at that Disneyland, they actually sell. Normally, you have to go in and you can do you can get a fast pass, or you could buy a particular ride until they sell out. But there, you could actually buy an entire day where you got a front of the line pass for everything for like $160, and it was fantastic. Yeah, just walk on everything.
I remember last time I went, I was in 6th grade, and my grandma was in a wheelchair, so that was my get to the front of the line ticket. And I remember pushing her through Space Mountain, just me, like in 6th grade, just struggling to push this wheelchair up this ramp all by myself. It was a little scary, but we're trying to figure out when to take my son there, because he's turning 4 in a couple next week, and we're trying to figure out when's a good time to go. You know, like when
he's going to enjoy it.
Yeah, he's gonna like remember it. He's not too old, not too young, sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely something that's memorable. I think once they turn 5 or 6, I think
Yeah.
that's a good age to start it.
Yeah. Because I went once in second grade, and I think I remember that. I can't recall if I'm getting that mixed up with sixth grade, but still.
I can't remember 7th grade.
I don't either. I think I just remember playing baseball.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I played baseball in 7th grade.
I'm trying this out for the first time. Well, not for the first time, but I've been talking to 1/6. Is it 1/6 Visage? 1/6 Scales Visage. He's a really great guy.
Is
Remember
it Visage or Visage? I don't know.
Visage? But I don't know.
Visage. Yeah.
Well, he knows who he is.
Mhm.
He's watching this. He's really great. He actually just released a couple cool things today. He's the one who actually told me about painting pupils with a pen with these micro,
Like the Gundam pens?
these little pens, these little pens here.
I know exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Um, and that worked out so well. Like I haven't made better pupils with anything else. Like it was really cool. But I reached out to him because he does really great little like stippling for like
Mm-hmm.
5 o'clock shadow and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that, like, it wasn't paint, and he's using colored pencils, which is really cool.
Right.
And I think he's using Prismacolor too. I'm trying to get these to work as well as he does, so I'm trying to get in there because it's nice. I can make just like little dots with a colored pencil and then seal it all in.
How do you know
Because,
what colors to use?
I don't know. I'm trying to see what looks nice. I'm using a combination of different browns for
Mm-hmm.
Indy's Last Crusade facial hair here. So, I mean, I think it's gonna work. I'm just trying to keep like every single little dot like consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What do you consider yourself a perfectionist?
yeah, probably. um, like when I finish stuff, I often see a lot of the stuff that like didn't go right in it or
Mm-hmm.
something that I want to tackle for next time. But yeah, so I have to figure out how to do this facial hair, how to do it relatively quickly, but also good because I have, I think, 15 of these to paint up, like in a
Yeah,
month or
that's
so.
probably right.
So
Are you shooting for 30 days to be done?
the batch of 15
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how long it'll take. I mean, it took me. I want to say it took 2 months maybe to paint the 11 Raiders
Yeah.
heads.
Yeah.
Um,
That was fast, in my opinion.
well, thank you. I was happy. I think I was happy with that. Yeah.
It
Because
looked really
I would
good.
always I would always second guess myself. I mean, for many things, like is the skin? We'll see though. Yeah, I guess I am a perfectionist. I was always like, oh, the skin's too orange. Oh, the skin's too pale. The skin's too dark. My wife
Right.
can attest to that. Me just having minor freakouts behind the scenes,
Right.
but I am very happy how it turned out. So I did make a note for myself to
Mm-hmm.
prevent future losing my cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is that once the beard is on, everything actually looks a lot better.
Yes.
Where I can actually start to see like, oh, that's Indy. I see now.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to keep track of, and definitely when you put the beard on, everything looks different than it did originally.
Yeah. I think this is working out. It's not so bad. I wonder how far I can zoom in with this.
Ooh,
Whoa.
so
Whoa.
Good job.
far.
Oh, there you go. That's
I
perfect.
love it.
So I
Oh,
got
that's great.
weird, crazy shadows going on, but
Which body are you matching that tone to?
to the JX body, it looks darker here than it actually is. I think. I don't know if I could change my exposure setting, but it's kind of just dark in this room anyway. But
Do you use a lot of those JX bodies?
I have recently.
Me too.
And oh look, oh you can see the beard a little bit, right? A little bit of texture going on in there,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
sort of. So it's getting there. It's a really great sculpt. Steen does a
Yeah,
great job
fantastic.
of getting this together. So this one's all finished except for the beard because I was just saving that for the end. Let me see if I can rack focus again. So right before I got on with you guys here, I went downstairs and sprayed it with Tamiya Flat
Mm-hmm.
Clear, which is like the
Right.
flattest spray I've ever seen before. So I was thinking if it was nice and flat, then maybe the colored pencils would adhere to it pretty well.
Right.
There we go. Nice.
And the colored pencils, you think will like
very good?
They like stay on, they don't rub off or anything?
Right, yeah. So the nice thing is they do rub off. So if I really mess up, I can just like wet one of these. These right here have been, let me see if I can get this in close up too. Like that. Haha. These nail teas have been super helpful.
Yeah.
They're just like pointy Q-tips.
Right.
If I get those wet and just rub over fresh paint or something like that, it comes right off, which is nice. So, you know what? This looks good. Oh, I'm very happy. Okay.
Good.
At least from a foot away from my face test. So
I've been having to do builds and learn how to build things like out here instead of where I normally like look at it like that.
Yeah.
So the camera can see it.
Oh, for the camera. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you're not just like hunched over like this the whole time. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. People knew how I really worked. Yeah. Not like that.
This is the hard thing about these colored pencils, though, is that you got to push to make them stick to the sculpt, but as soon as you push, the point is gone. So it must take a very long time to do a good job.
So here's a question: have you thought about going into like real hair?
Yeah, actually, I have. So I've done a few things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can easily get to them. But I did, of course, the Michael Myers. I think it was a Mad Bug sculpt, I think is what it was.
Right.
So I have one of those, and then I haired that. I'm pretty happy how that turned out. There's some pictures on my Instagram of that one. And then I tried to hair Harold Oxley from Crystal Skull. Is it John Hurt?
Yep.
Yeah. John Hurt?
Yeah. William Hurt or John Hurt?
William Hurt, yeah. But yeah, I haired that one too because I found the perfect Doctor Who sculpt of that actor around the same time period. I'm like, I bet no one had that. So yeah, I started sticking some hair. It's a little thick, but it's pretty cool. And then I made his poncho in Photoshop and then sent it to a company to give me like a swatch sample of fabric. Right. And you could get like a sample for like $10, and it was the exact size I needed for a 1/6 scale poncho. So
perfect.
Nice.
It's a pretty sweet custom poncho. Just happy how that worked.
Man. Have you ever been out at a craft store and then you find something that you like? Oh man, that's perfect for 1/6 scale.
Oh yeah, that happens a lot. Like especially with like chain, like 1/6 scale chain. If I see something that looks like 1/6 scale chain or rope. Like 1/6 scale rope that Indy could use to rappel into the Well of Souls or something, you know, like I'll grab a ton of that. Yeah, for sure, that happens a lot.
Yeah, me too. You know what I found at the craft store actually. I have a couple of them. I actually bought like all of them. They had them on sale for like $6, and they were a little Buddha like plastic, but it's like weathered statue with a little water fountain and a light.
Yeah.
So it looks like a little pedestal with a Buddha behind it, and then it does water. I
find stuff like that at pet stores, and I often think like for a fish tank, and I'm like that's. I found these. Cool. I don't know if they're like Chinese or Mandarin. You know, like the dogs, dog statues. So I found those at a pet store. I'm like, they almost look like 1/6 scale indie statues that he would have found in Asia somewhere. It was actually really cool. I was considering it. Several of the stuff that I have actually behind me, I don't know if you can see that. The here I go this way. The Ghostbusters way back there, and the Terminator figures right there, and a few over this way. Those are just fish tanks that I found for like $40, and
Seriously?
I just stacked them.
That's so smart.
I'm like, that works. I mean, they're a little tall, but they hold up fine.
I want one of those mod cases really badly, but I can't.
About to say that, yeah.
I'm like, where am I going to put it? And then like, I'm not going to be able to have it in the living room like I want.
Yeah, I know the wait time for those is like a long time too. Like I don't know if I have the patience to do that. I'm afraid I would change my mind by the time it would get here.
Yeah, it's a commitment for sure. I mean, it's definitely the best way to display your collection.
Oh yeah.
But I'm talking like I have a bunch of Jazz Inc. like the Batmobile and
Oh yeah,
the
those are big.
Snow
Yeah.
Speeder, and it's like I really want to open those up, and Millennium Falcon cockpit.
Oh, that's really cool. Are those some of the biggest pieces you have?
They are, and they're still in boxes at the warehouse.
That's so cool. I saw Jazz Imp's 89 Batmobile coming out because I have the Hot Toys 89 Batmobile. That was like the biggest purchase I've ever made in my life.
Right?
Um, but his or theirs
It's
look really
dude.
good. I'm like, ooh.
Did you see the size difference?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, well, then it definitely won't fit in my jewelry display case back here. So I'm like, man, I really have to figure out where that's gonna go.
Just get a new house.
Yeah, that's gonna be what's gonna have to happen here.
Right?
I'm sure your wife will totally understand.
Totally
Yeah.
understand.
Oh yeah, she was totally cool with that first Batmobile. That was great.
Right.
That was great.
Where do you have it displayed? Do you have it displayed?
Do I have it displayed? Yeah. Can I move this? It's gonna mess up the whole thing.
No.
It's back
Oh, damn.
there.
There you go.
Dude,
So
that's
all my-
great. You
So
got a
all my
great
Batman guys, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, all my Batman guys are back there in that display case right there.
Damn.
Um,
Oh, that's so cool.
and then the background though
Yeah.
is I found like a large JPEG image of
Mm-hmm.
the matte painting that was used for Gotham City in 1989,
Mm-hmm.
like the opening matte painting shot. So
Right.
I may have sent that to CVS to get printed out,
Okay.
like big, and then cut it
Sweet.
into two pieces for the background. So it's pretty cool.
That's so cool. That's great, dude. So is that like your man cave? I'm taking it you don't do this in the living room.
Yeah. This is my spot where I'm at often. Like,
Leave me alone, kids.
yeah. I mean, my son. This is the cleanest this room has ever looked, actually, which is saying something. But yeah. Here, I can show you around. Would you like a tour?
Oh,
Sure.
yes.
Let's see it.
All right. So here's the painting station, of course, and there we are. And then here's the entire indie section right here.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So kind of a mess, some of these things. Also, a few gremlins made its way in there then too. But we have all the Raiders random ones. As you can see, there's a lot more to paint. Here's some from the opening of Dial of Destiny.
Where did
Trying to
you
work
get
on the head with the
wow.
bag.
That's awesome.
But
Dang.
sidecar, motorcycle on
Whoa.
sidecar. Some more Dial of Destiny figures down here. For some reason, I really you would appreciate this. You like camo cool figures. So this
Yeah.
ERTL Vietnam era camo, I just always thought was the coolest thing. And I saw
Yeah.
a few like CIA or Marine guys in the background of Dial of Destiny wearing it. I'm like,
Yeah.
pretty cool to have. So, but yeah, I just finished. Speaking of kit bashing, I just put this figure together. Right, right here. This guy right here. One of
Me
the
too.
one of the Russian. Let me see. One of the Russian bad guys from Crystal Skull when they were in American uniforms in the beginning of the movie.
Wow, man. You're going all over the movies. That's great.
But one of the figures I'm working on here, actually, after I finish these figures here, I'm going to be working on essentially 3 generations of the Joneses. So
Mm-hmm.
I have
Oh,
this
cool.
this sculpt from Steen here, and then his Sean Connery, which I'm sure there'll be a run of. Here, let me put it in the B cam.
Yeah, I need to get
Sean
that.
Connery, which looks
Oh,
Oh, that
wow.
looks sexy.
That's
Oh,
cool.
sexy. Sexy. That looks sexy.
Still
sir.
sexy. That's
So
awesome.
that's gonna be what I'm working on next. Yeah, he does amazing work. I'm just so happy that I'm able to paint stuff up that he sculpts. That's so cool.
Dude, so cool.
I'm very grateful for that. And then Shia LaBeouf from Crystal Skull.
Oh, wow.
So
Are you going to do a River Phoenix too?
well, so
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. Is it? I never said this word out loud before. Is it
Jagz?
Jagz? Jags?
Jags. I think so.
I've never said it out loud. But they're making like an incredible figure. But I'm like, I don't know if I can afford that.
I know.
But it
I'm
looks
thinking of
pretty
some of
good.
these going, damn. That's
So,
like a, yeah.
but this sculpt here was one of the few things that I've actually like had somebody custom make. A lot of the stuff of
That
like
looks
my
great.
characters, I'll just like Kitbash. Oh, like that's close enough. I'll put that together.
Mhm.
Like I like it. But this right here, I saw Echo. Is it Echo Base? Echo Reply? Echo Reply. Um, put this together, and he was sculpting. I think he's out of Europe. He's out of Spain, I think.
Spain.
Sorry. But he sculpted together Shia LaBeouf from Fury, and
Oh,
it looked
wow.
really good. And I was just
Yeah.
like, hey, would you take the scar off his cheek and give him different hair and then just call that Mutt Williams?
Repurpose.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, so, but he did a really good job.
That
Yeah,
looks
Echo
That's
great.
Reply.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Very
He's
cool.
he was really fast too, actually. He was really good. I highly recommend him for custom stuff. Really good.